Thetford at U-32 will be starting in just over 13 minutes here at U-32 High School girls basketball. This is CVTsport.net local sports video production.
Full backfield. Oh, and fumble on the handoff. Montpelier has it.
Trying to take a long shot, deflects in the net, and getting his foot to it. It's Ryan Shea. Smart in on a breakaway, and she's gonna find the back of the net. Laura Moore.
Della Priscoli is
Logan Farrell rolling out to his left, throws the ball to the end zone. Touchdown Raiders!
Oh, stop! One guy bounces off. Look out, baby! Here they come! Holy cow!
Abbott squares the bunt, drops it down the first base line. Nobody covering first base.
Race is wide open. Why not take the three and bury it?
My daddy made this. Daddy!
Good evening and welcome to U-32 High School, where tonight's Orca Media CVTsport.net presentation of girls high school basketball features the visiting Thetford Panthers against the U-32 Raiders. I'm Carl Parton, and next to me is the popular, precocious protege in play-by-play, Noah McLean. Welcome, Noah.
Thank you, Carl, for having me, and excited to be here.
Well, we're looking forward to a good one. U-32 comes into this one with a record of 3-1. And they're playing out of the Division II division, but Thetford comes in with a record of 2-1, and they're in Division III. That does not matter because Thetford is the cream of the crop almost every year in Division III. I think we've been doing the very odd semifinals and championships, and Thetford has been there most of the time the last 7 or 8 years. They win ball games. So Thetford, even though they're a lower division, is going to come in here and they are going to give U-32 trouble from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely, Carl. Thetford, no stranger to success. You know, we talked to head coach Eric Ward before the game, his 13th season here as the head coach of Thetford, and you know, like you said, many appearances and a few state championships for Thetford here in the upcoming years. And you know, I have to talk about, I did a game, Montpelier Solons girls versus Oxbow, and I believe it was Thetford beat the Montpelier Solons by 50 points. And if you beat any team by 50 points, and no matter the division, you know that they are going to be an offensive threat here tonight. But that's not to put down the Raiders, as they have had an excellent season, and losing a nail-biter up at Linden the other day, putting them at 3-1, but certainly both teams are going to battle it hard out here tonight, and it's going to be a good one, Carl.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to it. The U-32 Raiders still not at full strength. We talked to the coaches beforehand, and a key component, a key defensive player, key defensive rebounder, Peyton Garibaldi, still not quite enough practices in to play, so she's warming up with the team. This counts as a practice. Very soon she'll be ready to go with this Raider team, and it's going to be an upgrade for the Raiders when she finally gets on that court. And she's going to have some excitement, energy, and built-up tension ready to just explode out there for the Raider defense and offense.
Yeah, absolutely, Carl. You know, we talked about Garibaldi. She's just a hard-nosed athlete. You know, she's just a brick wall in the defensive end, and she's hard-nosed, going to the basket, getting to the free throw line, and she will certainly bring a big spark to that U-32 team, and I'm excited to see what they do when she's back.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Thetford Panthers, again, a record of 2-1, and they put up points on the board, averaging over 50 points a game. Their only loss to Lake Region, and talk about solid Division III girls teams. Lake Region is also right there in the hunt every time at the Barry Auditorium. So let's take a look at the starters. First of all, a senior guard wearing number 2, Emma Berard. A senior forward wearing number 5, Emma Colby, and Colby can put points on the board. She's a player to watch out there for the Panthers tonight. A freshman guard wearing number 13, Addison Cadwell, and there's 4 freshmen on this Thetford team. That means they've got a class coming up with some young future stars, because to make a program that's always top tier as a freshman, you're doing some work out there and have some skill. A senior guard wearing number 15, Kelsey Smith, and a senior forward wearing number 23, Namya Benjamin. And as Noah mentioned, the Panthers are coached by Eric Ward. His assistants Karen Colby, Dennis Fitzgerald, Jolene Cadwell, the manager, Crystal Parsley. And Noah, you have the Raiders starting lineup.
Yeah, starting things off, a sophomore wearing number 1, Yvonne Roberge. Wearing number 5, a junior, Elena Beauregard. A senior wearing number 10, Eliza Garland. A senior wearing number 11, Jordan Price. And rounding things out for the Raiders, wearing number 12, Casey Fly, a senior. The Raiders are head coached by Eric Bennett, assistant coached by Danielle LaPearl. Justin Fontaine is your athletic trainer, and Hank Van Orman is the AD.
No ceremony, no pageantry before the games this year due to COVID. No starting lineups, no national anthem, and no warning to the crowd because there is no crowd. We are just glad you are able to join us here, and CVTsport.net and Orca Media both very proud to be making it possible for parents, fans, friends, families, schoolmates to still be part of high school athletics here in Central Vermont, especially here at U-32 right now. So we've encouraged it the whole season. You're at home, you may be on the couch, you may be at your computer desk. Still feel free to cheer. They're getting your energy from afar. So let them hear it, even though you could be 20, 30, 40, 50 miles away. They still need your support, and I know they are glad that you'll be telling them later that you watched the game and they did great. Getting started on the jump. I know it's Joe Salerno throwing the jump ball up. He's a longtime member of the CVTsport.net broadcast crew and certainly focusing on his reffing this year more than our crew. But as Thetford wins the jump, ball into the hands of Colby. It's a quick steal. Garland comes away with it. Casey now. Casey Fly running the break. Beauregard has it knocked out of her hands. Cadwell now looking ahead. And a block shot by Price. She's going to get whistled for the foul. Stepping to the line will be Emma Colby for the Panthers.
Yeah, Carl, and a quick foul on Price there, and certainly, sending Emma Colby to the free throw line early is not something that the Raiders want to get used to here, as she is certainly able to put a lot of points up on the board. First one hitting the back rim for Colby, so she'll shoot the second one. That one is up and finds the bottom of the net.
Thetford draws first blood, and they go right into a 2-2-1 zone full court trap. Raiders beating it with passing. Here's Von Roberge, and almost loses it. Price does a good job coming to the ball. Looks like a 1-3-1 zone out there for Thetford, Noah.
Yeah, and 1-3-1 zone is certainly something that the Raiders haven't seen this year, so it'll be interesting to see how the Raiders handle this new kind of defense here.
Nice thought by Price looking for Garland, but a Panther gets the hand in the passing lane. On the floor with it is Benjamin, and it's a fast break again for Thetford. Colby pulls it out. Cadwell with a reversal to Benjamin. Raiders in their man-to-man defense. Fly with a near steal, hustling to get in that passing lane. Baseline pass inside to Benjamin. She's quickly tied up by the double team, and it rolls out of bounds off a Panther knee.
Great work there by the Raiders to knock that one off the knee down low and not commit a foul, and I love the early turnover there forced by the Raiders.
Raiders a good passing team, and that's the best way to break a trap press, and they did a good job that time, just patiently getting it across the timeline. Here's Garland inside. Price, baseline jumper, sends that one long, tipped out of bounds, and it will stay. Nope, it will go Panther ball.
So the Raiders are going to try and put in a little bit of their own pressure here, a little full court pressure. Skip pass all the way across, up and over, and just missed there. And Beauregard's going to come away after with a steal.
Great hustle by Beauregard to recover. Raiders got caught a little out of position that time on their full court. I think it was a soft full court man-to-man, but a couple looked like the lead defenders were playing a zone and the back defenders were playing a man-to-man, or vice versa.
Fly's going to launch one and finds the bottom of the net. Casey Fly with the 3-ball, opening things up here for the Raiders. And they're right back in their full court pressure. That one skipped full court now. Nice defense by Garland. Skipped across to Benjamin. It's Cadwell to Colby. Shot from the wing. Finds the bottom of the net. Nice shot there by Berard.
And I talked about the Raiders being a good passing team. Thetford very unselfish with those quick passes. Nobody likes playing defense when a team passes that quickly and that well. You have to do a lot of movement to stay with your mark and keep the ball out of the net.
Price is going to try a jumper. Got it! Little 16-foot jumper there from Price. Finds the bottom of the net. Here comes Thetford now. Benjamin corralling it. She's going to pass it back to Cadwell. Now to Colby at the top. And stolen by Beauregard.
Right place at the right time.
It's Garland now working in. Roberge with a little pump fake. Back into Roberge now. Fly's going to try another one from the top of the key. Just a little bit long. And Colby nearly coming down the rebound. Loose ball still on the floor. And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Raiders.
Good hustle out there by both teams on that one. And I got to tell you, looking at the records, I said they're both ranked number 6, a couple wins in a row with a short season, and you can climb that ladder to the top 2 or 3 pretty easily. Price with a nice kiss off the glass for 2. 4 points now for Price.
And here come the Panthers now. It's Colby with the layup. She's going to go up and find the bottom of the net. Nice little layup there in transition for Colby.
Colby's got good legs. She can run out there, and the Raiders are really going to have to keep their eye on her on those fast breaks.
Garland has it stolen away. Loose ball and jump ball called there, so it will belong to Thetford, and Beauregard may have gotten away with a little bit of a grab there.
Looks like Olivia Hogan, who we didn't get to see in the last game we did here, is checking in along with Ari Hawkins. And another strength of this U-32 team, they've got really good depth, Noah. We're going to see them go 1 to 10, and everybody that comes in can contribute in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. That jumper from Benjamin finds the bottom of the net. Nice jumper to tie things up here. And we talk about Hogan being a presence. I think 14 rebounds was the statistics from the first game here we did against Harwood. Beauregard working underneath, little kiss off the glass, no good, and it'll be Colby coming away with it. Here's Cadwell now leading the break for the Panthers.
Nice crossover.
Benjamin, she's gonna try another, and she is blocked out of bounds.
Hogan showing her defensive ability there, rim protecting for the Raiders.
Inbounding here for the Panthers, looking for an option. It's Benjamin, and we're gonna have to stop things as the mask fell off, so. Broken mask will send Benjamin to get a new one.
I think Joe Salerno, the official, wasn't quite sure for a second there. That's a call they haven't trained for prior to this year, so. That's like playground basketball when somebody wears glasses and everybody just stops or loses a contact. Everybody stops play just.
All right, give the ball right back.
Yep. And do-over. Hawkins gets in the passing lane with a near steal. Good rotation by the Raiders on quick ball movement by Thetford.
Smith with the basketball to Cadwell now. Cadwell tries a 3, bounce and shooter's touch. So that's now a 10-7 lead for the Thetford Panthers. Off the shooter's roll there from Cadwell. Skip cross to Roberge.
You gotta like it when you get that off from three-point land. You have such a soft touch, and Roberge driving to the hole gets fouled from behind. It's going to be the first team foul here in the first quarter for Thetford, who also has a substitute coming in. Macy Smith, the junior guard, checks into the game. For the Raiders, Kara Richardson, the sophomore, will check in.
And Colby getting her hand in the passing lane. She's gonna knock it out of bounds. So we'll stay with the Raiders here. Roberge to inbound. Garland skips over to Hawkins. Hawkins has got an open look and just short. Hogan with a rebound though. Kicked right back out to Hawkins. Is Hawkins gonna go to the hoop? Little move and nice little bucket there.
Nice take, nice unselfish play by Hogan to kick that one out after the good offensive rebound.
And you know, Carl, a lot of young athletes will get discouraged after missing a shot and will give that up, but Hawkins said, nope, I'm going right back, and she found a look where she is comfortable going to the basket and finishing it for 2.
Hawkins gets whistled for the reaching foul. She'll create defensively. She might get a foul now and again, but she will create turnovers and make the steals as well. Garland does a good job getting in that passing lane, knocking it out of bounds. It will stay Thetford ball on the inbounds. Emma Colby will take it for the Panthers.
Benjamin now into the paint. Skipped out to Colby. Colby's three-pointer is long. Loose ball. Cadwell is going to get the rebound. That ball thrown up. Cadwell looking inside, knocked away, and Eliza Garland is going to come away with that one.
Good swarming Raider defense that time. They really have to be strong in the boards, because one thing we've seen from Thetford over the years is they attack the boards, especially the offensive boards.
Hawkins is going to try another 3-ball. Just a little bit long. Richardson nearly getting her hands on that one. It's Thetford now into the front court. Benjamin with it. Nice little dump off pass, and I think we're going to get a foul before the pass. Yes, we will.
Not a bad foul there. Kelsey Smith was wide open on the block. She would have had an open 6-footer there. Now the Raiders get a chance to regroup their defense and try to block this inbound pass. Inbound play.
And great help defense there to force the turnover, so it'll be right back to the Raiders. Raiders trailing by 1 with just over a minute 30 left to go here in the first. Thetford in their full court pressure. It'll be Garland with the basketball. She's going to skip it to Richardson. Loose ball picked off by Benjamin.
The Raiders kind of ran away from Garland a little bit there, left her on an island. You want to be one pass away on that press breaker. Hogan battling for the board along with Smith, and it's going to be a foul. This one will go against Thetford. It's going to be their second team foul here in the first half. Casey Fly will check back into the game. Melinda LeClaire, the junior, will also check in.
Oh. LeClaire with the basketball. Skip back to Casey Fly. It's Garland, full court skip to LeClaire. And now over the timeline, it's Richardson. Driving it inside, kicked right back out to Fly. Fly finds Hogan. Hogan with a little floater, a little strong, gets her own rebound, tries to put it back up. That one's too strong. Raiders getting another offensive possession here.
Second chances for the Raiders, really adding up.
Fly's gonna try one off the glass, no good. Hogan with another rebound, with another offensive rebound, but she's gonna be whistled for an over the back.
3 offensive rebounds in that single series for Hogan, though. I think she's got 4 or 5 already on the night.
Yeah, and the right call there. The first one was good, but on the second time, I think it was Benjamin down there boxing out, forced Hogan to come over the back and draw the foul.
That's the second foul on Hogan. She'll go to the bench. 4 team fouls now against U-32. Cadwell bringing it up for the Panthers. On the wing to Smith. Smith, top of the key. Here's the shot put up by Colby. Doesn't go. Good position there by Macy Smith. She couldn't reel that one in.
So 20 seconds remaining here in the first. It's Garland with the basketball, looking to get it over the timeline. It's LeClaire now stepping over there.
Good
Fly.
patience by the Raiders on that press breaker. Not rushing themselves, just waiting, moving to the open spot and hitting the open teammate.
Absolutely. There's 4 seconds remaining in this one. Fly's going to have to launch one from the logo. And
In and out.
Nearly sinking it. So after one, the Thetford Panthers 10 and the U-32 Raiders 9.
You're watching girls high school basketball, brought to you by Orca Media and CVTsport.net.
We employ 44 plus people in Vermont. people working here are proud of this product they're making. Our commercial lender at Community National has been incredibly supportive of our vision.
I trust the bank with the relationship that we've developed. They look at us as the people behind the company.
It's the Vermont Flannel Company. We make happiness in warmth and comfort.
Carl Parton back with Noah McLean, and looking like a good matchup here. We knew this was going to be a good game. It's a good test for U-32, and it's a big opportunity for Thetford coming into a Division II school where they can get more index points, and a road victory against a higher division in an 8-game regular season means a lot in your seedings.
Yeah, absolutely, Carl. And, either team would be very, very happy to come away with a win here. Obviously, any team is happy when they win, but either of these teams with a win here would make a statement. Certainly, both teams are going to be powerhouses in their division and contenders for playoff runs. The Raiders starting things off on the offensive set here as Garland swings it to Price. Back to LeCaire now, back into Price. Price with a little dribble, but she's gonna have it stripped away and off of Colby, so it will stay with the Raiders.
Fly will inbound for U-32. Price gets the open look, can't hit it. Long rebound into the hands of Berard. She slows it down, tries to force the pass, knocked away. I think Price had her hand on that one to knock it away. Here's Price now leading the break. Her kick out, LeCaire passes on it.
Cadwell with a steal, and here come the Panthers now. Two Thetford players hitting the deck hard. Cadwell up, skip pass, and that one's gonna go all the way to the U-32 bench. And out of bounds, so it will head right back to the Raiders. Checking into the game, back into the game is Smith for Thetford.
Kelsey, there's also a Macy Smith. So.
Yes, two Smiths.
Fly running the point. Thetford drops back into a 2-3 zone. Getting into the passing lane for the steal is Macy Smith. Her shot is up and good.
Nice composure there by Macy Smith to go down, control the ball, and just finish off the glass there. Raiders into their front court set. It's Garland now on the elbow, skip past the Fly. She thinks about one. She gets blocked by Cadwell there, tried to get a floater, and ahead and stolen by Price.
Good hustle by Price there to get back on defense. If something bad happens, you just keep playing hard.
It'll be Garland with the basketball into Richardson, and she's going to get fouled.
Rebecca Wells reached around that time. Richardson had excellent seal position. Wells just has to keep her hands up and stay straight up behind her.
So Benjamin checking back into the game for Thetford, giving Cadwell a break. Fly looking to inbound. Inbound into LeCaire. It's Price at the top of the key now. Right back to Fly. Fly right into Price, but Benjamin wanted nothing to do with that. She's going to take it away. Now front course pass from Colby. It's Smith. The shot is up and good.
Good job by Kelsey Smith that time, getting her feet under her, getting under control, and just laying it off the glass.
A lot of composure here under the basket, even in transition here from the Panthers. And if I'm head coach Eric Ward, I love that as a steal from Colby. He's going to give Smith a layup, and she's going to have another. And that is going to force a timeout from U-32 as all of a sudden the Thetford Panthers have jumped out to a 16-9 lead with 5:43 left to go here in the second.
The Raiders really have to hustle back on that defense. They're forcing some passes a little bit right now, trying to create things that aren't there. Early on, they were having patience, moving it around the perimeter against the Thetford zone, and just the little mix-up, that experienced coaching, Eric Ward, giving them the 1-3-1 look, so you're open in a certain spot, moved it to a 2-3 zone defense, and it made it just a little more difficult. And Coach Bennett did a good job calling the timeout right now. He's going to get his players to sprint back a little bit on the turnovers and certainly have them ready for that 2-3 zone defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Carl, I think a big thing here is turnover reduction here for the Raiders. We saw it in the first few games here where turnovers really do make a difference. So the Raiders are definitely going to have to try and minimize the turnovers here for the rest of the second half. Excuse me, the first half.
Looks like Thetford will drop back into that 2-3 zone, and you know, a lot of times what a coach will do is save that up for the second half when he needs it. You know, he doesn't want the Raiders getting used to breaking that press. And the Raiders have shown that they do a pretty good job at it. There's a tip pass again, and there's a foul away from the ball. It's going to go against Thetford. Little bump. Roberts was coming to the ball, and it looked like Benjamin must have either grabbed her or gave her a little shove to get to that ball first.
So the Raiders will take over underneath their own basket. Fly inbounding, looking for an option. It's skipped out to Roberts. Roberts is going to try a three ball. That one long. Colby with a rebound for the Panthers. And here comes their transition game as it's Smith with the basketball. Into Benjamin. Back to Colby. Over the long ball. The three is good. Nice little three-pointer there by Wells. Rebecca Wells from well beyond the arc. 19-9 now. Approaching the 5-minute mark. It's Hawkins. Over to Fly. Fly trying to get through that defense, and she's going to get called for the travel.
And the big factor right now, the Raiders have to have pushing 10 turnovers here, and we're not even midway through the second. And credit Thetford's defense for really getting in those passing lanes and pressuring the ball as well. But I know Coach Bennett certainly wants to clean up the ball possession here for the rest of this one.
Jumper in the lane, no good, and pulled down by Beauregard. Beauregard is going to set things up here. Excuse me, it'll be Fly coming up the court with the ball. Roberts looking for an option. It's Price now with the ball in the wing. Back up to Hawkins. Hawkins back into Price. Over to Roberts. Roberts thought about it, doesn't like it. Skipped across to Hawkins. Hawkins is going to drive in, all the way in, left hand, no good off the glass, just a little bit strong there, and Wells with a rebound.
Great move that time. Just couldn't finish, and Hawkins makes up for the missed shot with a nice steal. Roberts ahead of the pack, gets bumped, no call, and rebound is pulled down by Wells. A lot of contact on that one.
It's Hatch, over to Smith. Back to Hatch, nice little inbounds, nice little spin move by Wells, and she kisses it off the glass.
And Wells making her presence felt out there. 5 points here in the second quarter.
Fly has it taken away by Smith. And here comes Benjamin now. Back to Hatch, skipped pass. Floater in the lane, blocked by Beauregard and Price. But it'll keep it right here with the Panthers. Substitutions now for Thetford coming into the game. Wearing number 20 is Maddie Mousley.
Hogan comes back in, as does Garland for U-32. Hogan with 2 fouls, but Thetford stretching the lead. Coach Bennett wants Hogan's presence in there. And, you know, I think Hogan could have had the block shot on that one. Typically, she kind of pulled back with 2 fouls. That's a smart play by Hogan, but an easy 2 for Thetford. And another steal by the Panthers.
Hatch to Benjamin. Benjamin up, no good. Rebound by Garland. Strong rebound there by Garland as Roberts, nice little full court pass, but Wells getting her hand in the passing lane and deflecting that. Great heads-up play there by Wells, as that would have resulted in an easy layup for Beauregard.
Roberts will inbound for U-32. Skip pass to Garland. Garland's 3, bottom of the net. Her first points of the game, and they were big ones. The Raiders have not scored in this second quarter. Roberge hustles after it, can't get to it, out of bounds. Will be Madison Hatch inbounding. Wells with a nice kick back to Benjamin. Her shot is long. Thetford on the offensive boards, kicked out of bounds by the Raiders.
So the Panthers setting things up here for the inbounds play. A little 4-low action. Hatch inbounding, looking for an option. It's Benjamin. Long two, rolls off the rim. Hogan with a big rebound. Here comes Roberge now. It's Hawkins getting that pass. Floater blocked, gets her own rebound. Great hustle, but has it taken away by Benjamin. Benjamin on the floor, Hogan on the floor, and the foul will be committed by Olivia Hogan. And that is going to be her third foul, Carl.
Great hustle, but there are times when sometimes you just have to let it go. That one's going to hurt the Raiders. She will come out now. And Wells made a great stop on the drive by Hawkins. She's doing it on both ends. And was that her again? No, that was Hatch that dropped that one. So a big lead, 13-point lead now for Thetford. Coach Bennett wants a timeout to work things out. And right now, Noah, the difference is the defense, I think. Thetford really picking it up defensively, getting in the passing lanes, blocking shots, contesting everything, pressuring the ball handlers, just making it a nightmare out there for U-32 even to get squared up for a look.
Yeah, you know, Carl, it's hard for the Raiders to even get into an offensive set with that swarming defense that the Panthers have been having here throughout the entirety of the second quarter. And that comes with the experience of coaching, as you were talking about. You know, head coach Eric Ward doing a great job getting his team to get up and force turnover after turnover after turnover. And they're doing it on the offensive end as well. And when defense leads to offense and they're scoring baskets, everything is going their way right now.
I'd like to thank some of the donors that made this possible. Pat McGinley, the Sandman, Onion River Animal Hospital, Peter Hogue, and certainly LeCare Electric, 479-4157. All contributing to make our live stream video of U-32 possible. Here's Yvonne Roberge now. She finds Hawkins. Back to Roberge. Hawkins, baseline three, in and out. Garland for the offensive board. Kick out. Shot put up, no good. That time the look by Flynn, who's checked into the game for U-32.
Good look by Flynn, but that one just a little bit too long. So it'll be Thetford setting things back up. Skip pass knocked away by Hawkins. Great work to get in the passing lane there. That one will be off of Hawkins, so it will stay Thetford basketball. It'll be Hatch underneath the basket, inbounding. Looking for an option. Cadwell with the basketball at the top of the key. Swung over now, back to Cadwell, but tipped away and out of bounds. Nice defense there by the Raiders.
Hawkins, oh, almost with a steal, and this one knocked out of bounds. It should stay Thetford ball. Hawkins did a good job again getting in that passing lane. Might have started the breakaway before she had full control of the ball there, but good recovery by Hatch to keep Hawkins from getting the easy steal.
Skip pass to Benjamin. Benjamin's going to go up, and she's called for the travel as Flynn had great positioning and kept her hand straight up to not get a foul there. Great work there by the sophomore. So here come the Raiders. They trail 25-12 with a minute left here in the first half. It'll be Flynn with the basketball, over to Hawkins. Skipped over to Roberge, her three ball, long. Hawkins with an offensive rebound, she's gonna go up. Another offensive rebound, rolls barely out, and Beauregard tries hers, but that one won't go either, and Cadwell finally getting a rebound for the Panthers, and they will set things up as this one skipped right back to Cadwell. Inbounds play nearly stolen, and it will be finally picked up by Garland.
Beauregard doing a great job getting her hand in the passing lane. Raiders getting really good looks. They just can't get that ball to fall. And finally, they pound it inside, and Beauregard is able to make the lay-in.
Much needed points there for the Raiders. As Hatch is coming up, she nearly has her pocket picked. And Beauregard's gonna fly over to the sideline.
Robert's
Robert's picked up the foul.
Little reach from behind there. That's going to be the 7th team foul against U-32, so there will be some free throws. Book is checking. Oh, that's number 6. Number 6. So the next one will be bonus time for Thetford.
10 seconds left to go here in the first. Hawkins hitting the deck. Beauregard with a steal. It's Roberge up ahead of the pack. She's going to go up. Foul and one. Count the basket at the buzzer. Wells committing the foul. Roberge from a great pass by Beauregard. Count the basket, and she'll be headed to the free throw line as time expired for a chance at the three-point play the old-fashioned way, Lori Shepard's favorite way to get a three-point play.
And you gotta love the momentum this is gonna bring to the Raiders finishing out this first half, as Roberge can't hit the free throw, but a big bucket, and the Raiders starting to get some scoring going just to finish this first half. The score, 25 for Thetford, 16 for U-32. We're gonna step out for a quick break and a message from our sponsors. Thank you to all of the local businesses that have helped us out to bring you this live action. Carl Parton and Noah McLean will be back in just a few minutes. It's halftime here on Orca Media and CVTsport.net. This game is made possible by Lamson's Property Service, the lawn mowing guys specializing in lawn maintenance, landscaping, snow plowing, and sanding. They can be contacted at 223-8671, or you can find out more about their services by going to their Facebook page, Lamson Property Services.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org. And you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of local area high school sports. If your team or business needs assistance in designing the perfect look, give them a call. Whether you're looking for a one-color tee, shirt design, or multicolor designs on your garments, Tournament Specialties can help. They do professional embroidery work also. If you don't have an existing logo, no problem. They will help you create an embroidered logo from concept to completion and can stitch on everything from shirts to jackets to duffel bags and blankets. Jeff and his crew take pride in their quality work and guarantee your happiness. Tournament Specialties also offers online storefronts. If your company or team is looking for a great fundraising opportunity, Tournament Specialties can help with no upfront risk to the organization and no minimum order requirements. Give them a call today to inquire. Jeff Apfel of Tournament Specialties on 64 Cherrywood Drive, Barrie, Vermont. Reach them at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com, 802-272-7572.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Noel W. Johnson, locally owned, offering home, auto, and business insurance. Whatever you need, just call Noel. Noel Johnson Insurance on 119 River Street in Montpelier. You can reach them by phone at 223-7735 or check them out online, nwjinsurance.com. This game video is made possible by Level 9, a full-service web design and development company established in 1995, specializing in secure credit union web design. Wishing the Raiders the best of luck in 2021. www.level9.com. Reach them at 802-229-2005. Also brought to you by Ross & Bean, Northfield's newest boutique, handmade and custom items. Located on the Common, you can check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Fall in love one book at a time with novels by local author Heidi McLaughlin. Novels available on www.heidimclaughlin.com. Also by Pat McGinley, the Sandman, Onion River Animal Hospital, and Peter Hogue. Special thanks to LeCare Electric, 479-4151, or you can reach them at 272-3911. Hey race fans, opening day at the nation's site of excitement is just a couple of months away. The 2021 Thunder Road season kicks off on Saturday, May 1st with the annual Thunder Road Car Show. Then on Sunday, May 2nd, the ACT Tour. Stars come to town and run the 23rd Community Bank NA 150. Also in action will be the weekly divisions. Go to thunderroadvt.com for the schedules and more information. See you at the track.
This game is made possible by CCV, Community College of Vermont. Vermont high school juniors and seniors can start college for free at the Community College of Vermont. Students are eligible for 2 dual enrollment vouchers, each good for 1 free college course. The credits earned at CCV also count as credits towards graduation from high school. Summer registration opens April 5th. Learn more about dual enrollment at www.gotocollegevt.org.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels, located in East Montpelier, Vermont. Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm. Carl Parton back with Noah McLean here on this Archimedia CVTsport.net presentation of girls high school basketball. And Noah, Thetford's defense was very impressive. U-32 not taking care of it like they should and not getting any rolls around the rim.
Yeah, you know, Carl, you're absolutely right. Defense was the story in the first half. Certainly the Thetford Panthers doing it on both ends of the floor, but that defense was just very impressive. And the Raiders not able to finish, as you said.
Certainly, they were having trouble around the rim there, getting the shots. Again, pressure defense by Thetford. The scoring pretty balanced for both teams. 6 different scores for U-32. Jordan Price leading all U-32 scorers with 4. And Noah doesn't have COVID. He's choking on his Chex Mix that he had as a snack, so he'll be back with us in a moment. And also 6 different scorers for Thetford, 7 different scorers for Thetford. Kelsey Smith leading all Panther scorers with 6. But big points by Rebecca Wells in that second quarter, a 3-pointer and a 2. Did some nice things on defense as well, 5 points for her as well. So a nice balanced attack by this Thetford team, and they are leading by 9 points now.
Yeah, Carl, you know, to add to that, for the Raiders to only be down 9 after the way that they played, and we know that they can play a better game than that. So to only be down 9 and to get a little bit of momentum with the finish off of the and one from Roberge there to end the half, I like the way they finished. A little bit of momentum swing, and they needed to just slow things down, get back into their rhythm, and put points up on the board, and they'll be right back in it.
Getting things started, it will be Thetford ball. To start things off, it looks like the starters for U-32 and the starters also for Thetford back into the game. Berard, Colby, Codwell, Smith, and Benjamin. And Roberge, Beauregard, Garland, Price, and Fly for U-32.
Smith with the basketball. Nice little dump into Benjamin. Skipped over to Colby with a little skip pass. That one's long. Smith's going to get the rebound, though. Back up to the top. Cadwell over to Smith. 3-pointer. That one's long. Colby with an offensive rebound. Berard now, floater. Jumper from Cadwell is good.
Too many second chance opportunities for Thetford that time. Those offensive rebounds will kill you. Again, the quick ball movement, though, is what creates those offensive rebounds. It gets you out of position as a defense. You're hustling to follow the ball, move to your man, and it's hard to get a body on your person when you have to chase 3 or 4 quick passes in a row.
Price lets one fly, but that one rimming in and out and nearly going out of bounds, but yep, not out of bounds, but the travel will be called on Berard on the far side. So it'll be headed right back to the Raiders.
Raiders got the shot they wanted, a wide open look for Price, and that one was 3/4 of the way down before it popped out. Not catching many breaks in their shooting in this one thus far.
Price, skip past the Fly. A little bit of a miscommunication there between Fly and Roberge, but all works out for the Raiders. Skip pass, Roberge driving baseline. Dump off to Garland. Another open look for Price, and this time she buries it. The 3-ball from Price, finding the bottom of the net. And now the Raiders are back within 8.
Price has 7 points now to lead the Raiders in scoring.
And a turnover from Thetford will give the Raiders the basketball right back. It'll be Roberge setting up the offense. Price in the corner, down low to Garland, and Garland is going to get called for the travel.
She looked like she put the dribble down there, maybe a little bunny hop as she was doing it.
Well, Carl, as I always say, that's why the refs are on the floor officiating and we're up here calling it. Nice hands in the passing lane by Roberge. She's going to steal it. Pass over to Fly. Open layup. Count it. 21-27, a 6-point game, and timeout Thetford.
Coach Eric Ward has been in a lot of games over his 13 years. He could feel U-32's momentum really building up right now. They got a couple easy looks and easy makes, and he's going to have that press breaker ready for Thetford to get it up the court and get a shot off.
And probably throw that press back in there, Carl, at some point here in the near future, because the Raiders, we saw, not able to handle that pressure extremely well in the first half. So if I'm Coach Ward, I'm headed right back to where we heard him in the first half.
It will be Thetford ball under the Raider hoop, and Raiders extending their one. Looks like they may be going into a 1-2 or a 2-2-1 zone press. Good matchup, skip pass. Cadwell gets it across the timeline for the Panthers in the hands of Colby.
Nice backdoor there by Berard, but she's pinned up against the baseline. Cadwell to Colby. Colby to Smith. Smith with a little floater, and she's fouled.
Beauregard came in hard on that one. Good pressure. Got hand on the ball, but hip to hip, and that body is going to get called. That will put Kelsey Smith on the line to shoot 2 for Thetford.
Smith's first shot is up, and bottom of the net.
She's got 7 points now for the Panthers.
A smooth stroke for Smith. 8 points on the night, as you said, Carl. The second one is up. And back rim, rebounded by the Raiders. Here comes Fly. She'll set up the offense. Swung over to Price now. Price looking for an option. Skip pass back to Fly. Skip back to Price. Playing a little badminton here. Robert finally gets a touch. Fly to Price. Price for the 3-ball, short rim, and Colby with the rebound. Cadwell for the Panthers, nearly stolen away. It's going to be Berard with his jumper. A little bit long, and Smith coming away with a big offensive rebound, put back for 2.
9 points now, and the Raiders 3-2 is putting good pressure on the backcourt, but they're leaving that weak side block alone, rotating a little slow down to it, and that time it left it wide open for offensive rebound position.
Here comes Cadwell, skip to Benjamin. Benjamin's gonna head right to the rim where she is met by Beauregard. Smith on the floor. It'll be Roberge, Beauregard, and Benjamin on the floor. Jump ball, and it will end up with the Raiders as Thetford got it to start the half, so Raiders will get the ball back.
Great hustle out there. You can't fault the Raiders' hustle. 2 bodies on the floor for that loose ball, really pressuring the ball when it goes inside to the Thetford's forwards and centers, so they're doing a great job in their swarming defense.
Skip past the Fly. Nice cut by Price. Price's shot off the backboard, no good. Roberge, it was Beauregard down there, got the offensive rebound, but she was blocked. Thetford coming away with it. Colby catching it, ripping, baseline. Nice little move up and under, and she's got 2.
Wow, I thought Colby had stopped her dribble, but just weaved around the defense that time. Nifty move.
Here come the Raiders now. Price back to Fly at the top of the key. Roberge looking around. Skipped, nearly stolen away there by Berard. Skipped right back to Roberge. And Fly's gonna slow things down. It's Price with the basketball, skipped over to Fly. She's gonna launch one, long, no good, and out of bounds. Last touch by Jordan Price, I believe. Yes, so it will head back to the Panthers.
Raiders got a great look on that one, and Roberge came and did a high arc screen and Fly off the skip pass from Price. Got the wide open look the Raiders wanted, but again, the Raiders just not hitting those open looks inside or outside, having a tough shooting night all around as a team. Getting good shots, really, getting the shots they want, but just not falling right now for U-32.
Benjamin, nice little skip pass, but Beauregard is Going to deflect that out of bounds after the freshly checked in Wells.
Good rotation that time by Beauregard. That's that low, weak side block I was talking about. She scrambled down quickly to prevent Wells from getting the open look.
Cadwell ripping baseline, jumper, just a little bit too long, and Wells is going to knock that one out of bounds. Raider basketball. Ariana Hawkins checking back into the game for the U-32 Raiders.
She's a creator out there. She can get something going and really make shots out of nothing. So let's see if she can get the Raiders a couple easy looks.
And nice work there by Roberge to seal off Colby, and Colby called for the over-the-back little push with the body there.
Good vision by Price, too. It's hard to see over 3 or 4 bodies in there, but that skip pass, great court vision.
Roberge finds Garland. Garland thought about it for a second. Over to Hawkins. Hawkins driving in, and she's blocked.
I think she went up to plant and stepped on a Thetford player's foot, so she couldn't jump on that drive and layup.
Smith with a kiss off the glass. Nice little move inside.
Smith has 11 now for Thetford.
Pass over to Hawkins. Hawkins nearly has it stolen away, gets it right back. It's Garland now. Throwing it over to Price. Back into the corner. Hawkins driving in, blocked by Wells. And Wells will get it to Colby, who's going to bring it over the timeline here.
Wells has had a lot of good defensive minutes out there for Thetford, really protecting that rim.
Big rebound there by Garland. Off the short jumper from Cadwell. So the Raiders trying to get some offensive momentum here. Not much been going since the little run there earlier in the third quarter. Price sends Garland backdoor. Beautiful pass. Garland's floater will drop off the rim, hit it about 3 times, and decided, I'm not going to go in.
Just not tonight. Not tonight for the Raiders.
And Wells is going to find an easy 2, and that'll lead to a timeout by Coach Bennett, as the Thetford Panthers getting a little bit of a breakaway here, 36-21 with just under 2 minutes left to go here in the third.
Raiders got things going a little bit with their pressure full court defense, but you can't get into your full court pressure if you don't make the shots. So Raiders haven't finished around the rim, and their perimeter shots not going, really preventing them from being able to set up their effective full court press. So, you know, a couple buckets here or there, Raiders get back into their press, and they might be able to battle back into this one. On the flip side, Thetford's defense is so good, really quick to recover, quick to rotate in that zone. Nobody's left open very much for the Raiders to really get that good-looking shot. And Thetford getting in the passing lanes very well known.
Yeah, absolutely, Carl. Thetford doing a great job on both ends of the floor, certainly the defensive end and getting their hands in the passing lane. Wells doing a nice job down there, coming back in and certainly showing that she is capable of a lot of different roles out there on the court. And, you know, Carl, like you said, a few possessions here where the Raiders get a few baskets and maybe get into their defensive set, possibly getting back into this one, but it's going to have to happen quickly and effectively here if the Raiders want to see the light.
Hogan back into the game, see if she can create a spark for the Raiders. She's got 3 fouls, but at this point it's, you know, it's a risk you're willing to take. You need her energy and shooting and attacking of the rim out there to try to get some offense going for U-32.
Hawkins is going to drive baseline. She tries to dump it off, kicked away. Loose ball picked up by Fly, skipped across the court to Roberge. Roberge is going to drive, kick to Hawkins. Hawkins pump fake, drives, kiss, and no good. Loose ball, and Wells is going to pick it up.
What hustle by Roberge, not stepping out of bounds and still getting that ball saved in.
First shot no good. Offensive rebound by Smith, but no good on the second one as Richardson is going to come away with it. She's got it up to Fly. Hawkins catches. Nice little jump shot there. That one's a little bit long. Cadwell coming down with it. And she's going to show off the speed. She's going to go coast to coast, count the basket, off the glass for 2.
She's got 7 now.
Casey Fly setting up the offense for the Raiders once again. Roberge looking at it. She's going to try a 3-ball. That one hitting the back rim just a little bit too long and pulled down by Cadwell. Here come the Panthers. Cadwell, jumper, free throw line, you betcha.
And Thetford heating up from the field now.
Seconds winding down. Hawkins is going to try a last-minute 3. That hits the back rim, and that'll do it for the third quarter. So after 3 full, it'll be the Thetford Panthers 40 and the U-32 Raiders 21 headed into the fourth.
You're watching girls high school basketball on Orca Media and CVTsport.net. We'll be right back.
We employ 44 plus people in Vermont.
People working here are proud of this product they're making. Our commercial lender at Community National has been incredibly supportive of our vision.
I trust the bank with the relationship that we've developed. They look at us as the people behind the company.
It's the Vermont Flannel Company. We make happiness in warmth and comfort.
Carl Parton back with Noah McLean, and Thetford will start with the ball in the fourth quarter. They've got a 19-point lead, and really it's shooting woes in that third quarter for U-32. They got a lot of good looks. The ball was just not falling for the Raiders.
That one missed short there.
Hogan with what I'm estimating is her 7th rebound and limited minutes due to foul trouble.
It'll be LeClaire with the basketball, over to Hogan. Hogan skip pass to Fly. Fly launches a 3, back rim, no good. And Hogan is going to be called for her 4th foul on the rebound.
Only the second team foul on the Raiders here in the second half.
So checking into the game will be Charlize Brown, the freshman for Thetford. Also into the game for the Panthers will be Macy Smith. Colby's going to try a 3. That one's long. And out of bounds, last touch by Thetford, I believe. Yes, it will be Raider basketball.
Got to be Charlize. I'm a big Charlize Tyrone fan, so.
Charlize, yes. Hawkins on the wing. Swings it up top. It's LeClaire with the basketball. Fly trying to find an option here. Hawkins catches, looking. Nice little crossover. She's going to get to the rim. No good. Gets her own rebound, though. Gives the Raiders another chance here at an offensive possession. Hogan's going to come. Driving, spinning. Nice little pump fake. Gets Hawkins an open look. And Hawkins is going to bury a 3.
Nice assist that time, drawing the defense. And Hawkins, boy, your team needed that. Well done, Ari.
Benjamin with a nice little pump fake. Drop off to Brown. Brown's going to get her shot blocked, and here come the Raiders. It's Fly leading the pack. Hawkins calling for it. She's going to get it. She's going to go in traffic and called for the travel. A lot of contact there, and just one of those unlucky plays where Hawkins bumping into the defender, but she will be whistled for the travel, and it will turn the ball right back over to the Panthers. Cadwell skipped across to Colby. Colby back to Cadwell. It's Brown now. And stolen by Hawkins. Nice work there by Hawkins to get in the passing lane right on the rim line. Stolen. Hogan thought about the jumper. No good. She doesn't like it. So Hawkins now looking for an option in the paint, but that one is going to go off of a Thetford Panther. And it will stay right here
think Colby feinted at it. I'm not sure she touched it or not, but the officials thought so. So Raiders catch a break on this one, I think.
Fly looking for someone to get it into. It'll be Hogan. Her jumper, a little bit long. Richardson battling, short. Hogan, offensive rebound, no good there. Benjamin finally coming away with it.
And tough break on the shooting for the Raiders. Just can't seem to get that ball to fall tonight.
Nice pass underneath there. And foul will be called against the Raiders. I'm not sure. I think that was Richardson down there committing the foul.
Macy Smith will step to the line to shoot two. Nice ball fake to draw the defense, get them off balance before she put it up to draw the foul. Third team foul against U-32 here in the second half.
First one for Smith. Hits the back rim. That foul was committed by Ariana Hawkins, her second. The second one from Smith also hits the back iron, and Hogan will come down with yet another rebound. Fly getting set here. Over the half-court stripe. It'll be Hawkins. Looking to drive. She's going to go in. Floater blocked. Thought she was fouled. No call there, and so the Panthers will come right back with it. Nice pump fake, stripped away by Hawkins. LeCaire coming away with it, and she's going to get fouled hard as she hit the deck, nearly hitting that head off the floor.
Colby was reaching for the ball, but her arm was kind of wrapped around LeCaire's leg. Judo takedown.
So some substitutions here for the Panthers, but first we're going to have a timeout. So 24-40 with just over 5 minutes remaining here. The Panthers leading the Raiders.
At this point, there's still time in this game, but what you're really looking for as the U-32 Raiders is to set your offense, get yourself good shots, and maybe, you know, get a shooter or two some confidence out there. You need, you know, these players to go out there and feel like, you know, next game we had a bad shooting game. This one, you know, let's hit a couple, get our confidence up, and be ready to go. You know, as soon as the season started on February 12th, we were in the playoff stretch run. So everything this team does now is preparing them for playoffs. And by all indications, my inside sources say that there will be playoffs this year of some sort. They're going to be condensed, packed into 2 weeks, boys, girls, and hockey all going at the same time. But we are going to have playoffs. And Little Bird also told me that it looks like there will be championship games, quite possibly, played at the Barry Auditorium. So that's exciting.
Love to hear that. Richardson out to Hogan. Hogan working. She's going to drive in. Off the glass, just a little bit too strong. No good. Rebound by Wells.
Like the take. Again, the rim is closed for the U-32 Raiders. Just can't seem to get a roll tonight.
Wells into Benjamin. Benjamin skip. Nice. Colby finds Smith. Smith's going to go up, and everything but the opposite for the Thetford Panthers, as everything is going in.
Smith has 13 points, and she's done some nice work around the backboard and the rim today. She really under control, gets her body squared up, and uses the glass well. She's making her interior shots, and that's a big difference. Steal for Cadwell now. In the hands of Colby, she slows it down. Her team's got a solid lead with time ticking away. She's going to make sure her squad gets a good shot. Benjamin on the skip baseline to Wells. Wells splashes their long two-pointer. Wells off the bench has 9 points, and she's contributing a lot to this Thetford team.
Smooth like summer butter, Carl. That jumper was beautiful there by Wells. And trying to throw it in, 3 seconds called in. I was just about to say, Carl, I would love to see Richardson get some action down below and try and get Richardson and Hogan around the basket working in, as both of them have had either foul trouble or trying to play a quicker pace in this game, as Thetford has been putting the pressure on the Raiders. Try and get them a few baskets, but 3 seconds called will give the Panthers the ball back, and that one knocked out of bounds off of Garland. So Colby will inbound here for the Panthers. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this one. Cadwell, back to Colby. Back to Cadwell, skip pass over to Wells. Beautiful ball movement here by Thetford. Colby's gonna go in, try one off the backboard, and you got it. She's got another 2 on the night.
7 points now for Colby, and Thetford just finishing around the rim.
Into the game for the Raiders, Caitlin McGinley. Jordan Price as well. Roberge driving baseline. Dump off to Beauregard, and Beauregard's gonna get fouled. And again, Carl, just not able to finish it. And, you know, given there is contact there, but Beauregard usually so good around that rim. Great work to draw the contact, but an unlucky bounce off the rim there. But she will be headed to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Only the second trip to the line for the Raiders, by my count. And 0 for 2 as of right now.
So Beauregard will step to the line for her second. This one's up, and back rim. Pulled down by Benjamin. Up ahead to Colby. Colby, nice little hesitation move into Benjamin. Out to Wells. Wells skip past to Colby. Colby going baseline. Drop off to wide open Benjamin, and off the glass for 2. Benjamin finding herself in a great position there off a nice pass from Colby.
Excellent interior passing by Thetford, drawing the double team defense and just getting yourself open where you can score. Benjamin did a good job on that finish. Raiders come right back with the same the other way. Beauregard can't hit the layup. The rebound is ripped down by Hatch. And shooting drills, I guess, next practice for this Raider team. Maybe shooting drills with a little bump, little contact, but maybe rushing their shots a little bit here because they're having, you know, that first half shooting woes and just not getting the rolls or the bounces or any breaks really around the offensive end.
Wells with the basketball. Tried to go across the court there, but Garland's gonna pick it off. So the Raiders coming back down. McGinley, Caitlin McGinley's 3, a little bit short. And Price doing a nice job with the hustle play, but she will throw it right to Emma Colby. And a timeout just to get the substitutions in, I believe.
Yep, Maddie Mousley will check back into the game. Macy Smith for Thetford. And McGinley is a player that can certainly splash the 3-pointers. And, you know, I'm getting some emails and stuff. I had correspondence with one of her junior high coaches, her middle school coaches here, Jim Sumner, and he was talking about her and a middle school game. And for a middle school player, this is a big deal. 5 in one game and 2 in the next game, both on the road. 5 in one game, 2 in the next, 7 3-pointers in a row she hit. So I wanted to share that little stat as a middle schooler to be able to even get it there to the rim from 3-point land is impressive. But she's a player that can shoot, so the Raiders definitely probably want to get her in there and get her those open looks.
Yeah, well, anyone coming into a U-32 basketball gym with the last name McGinley is going to shoot the ball well. JP McGinley last year, I remember, I think it was Harwood, where McGinley must have had 7 on his own.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember that game. We were calling that. I was calling that one, and that was fun to watch.
A shooting clinic,
Yeah.
and as a guy standing at the top of the post, it was, okay, where's McGinley?
He was a sniper, is what I call him. He just pinpoint accurate.
And certainly Shannon McGinley last year for the Raiders, graduating last year. She was also quite the 3-point shooter. And also a couple of crazy plays against Harwood as whistle will be called. And Garland will be fouled, so it'll keep the ball right here with the Raiders.
4th team foul against Thetford here in the second half. So a couple more for the bonus. Raiders will take it underneath their own hoop, and we'll get a look at the Raiders inbounds play.
Flynn, a little bit long. Nice hustle there by Roberge. McGinley's going to try one, just a little bit short. Garland with an offensive rebound. Her floater finds the bottom of the net.
And a roll off the rim for the Raiders.
A roll that goes off the rim and in. And traveling violation against the Thetford Panthers will give the ball right back to the Raiders with 38 seconds left to go here in this one. Roberge over to McGinley. McGinley finds Garland. Back to McGinley. McGinley skip pass to Roberge. Has it nearly knocked away, regains possession. Over to Garland. Garland three-pointers, catch and shoot, just a little bit long. Flynn with a nice offensive rebound. Passes out to Garland. Garland front rim. Hustling there is Hatch finally picking it up. Wells has it, nearly picked away by Roberge. And now we are just gonna have a steal from Roberge, and she's fouled. And they're just gonna wave that one off and call it done as the Thetford Panthers will take home the victory against the U-32 Raiders 48-26 here at U-32 High School.
Outstanding defensive performance by Thetford. Good job finishing around the rim. Shooting woes for U-32. They don't shake hands anymore. They just kind of wave and cheer each other on. That's the COVID protocol. Taking a quick look at some performances out there, we will pick our CVTsport.net player of the game. 7 points for Jordan Price. She was one of the bright spots from the floor shooting. Ari Hawkins had 5. Eliza Garland had 5. Over on the Thetford side, 13 points for Kelsey Smith, leading all scorers. 9 points for Addie Cadwell. And 7 points for Emma Colby. Also 9 points for Rebecca Wells off the bench, and the senior defensively and rebounding did a good job too. So a lot of good performances out there for Thetford. Noah, your final take on the game.
Yeah, you know, Carl, defense, once again, we've said it multiple times throughout the broadcast, but defense was the turning point here between Thetford's defense and U-32's inability to get a shot to drop tonight. Just really played 2 huge factors in Thetford's win tonight. And like you said, a shooting clinic is what it'll be tomorrow in practice for the Raiders. And some defensive pressure break will also need to be a focus here for the Raiders, as Thetford had some success with the full court and in the half court with their defense, getting their hands in the passing lane. And then on the opposite side, Carl, if I had to say, I would give it to Smith. And she was just so good around the rim, getting her hands in the passing lane, finishing tight in traffic, and just a well-done performance tonight by Smith.
Yep, congratulations, Kelsey Smith, the senior forward for Thetford. You are the CVTsport.net player of the game. That's going to do it for us. Just a little lineup announcement. Tomorrow night, right here, it's the Montpelier Solons against U-32 Raiders on CVTsport.net. Everybody's going to want to tune in to watch that one. And also, Essex will visit Spalding High School, and tomorrow night, Tom Corbett and Lori Shepard will be bringing you the game here at U-32. And Brent Curtis, we'll have Brent Curtis on the mic for Essex versus Spalding in that boys basketball matchup. And I'd like to thank now our cameraman, Gavin Young, our producer, Callie Parton. Noah, always fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
I'm Carl Parton saying, may God bless and protect you and keep our nation prosperous, peaceful, but most of all free. Good night, everybody.